Has everyone been following this giant chemical spill in Ohio?
Yeah, what the
Did you
fuck?
get the impression that it's not getting a whole lot of legs?
It got none.
In the media, you know?
It literally got none.
I know there's people talking about it. You can find clips and everything, but it didn't hit like
nothing.
All right,
Yeah.
When like Michael Jackson died or something, could you have avoided that information for the life of you?
And I kind of get that.
I don't know why I compared it to that.
Yeah,
but,
like I get it. It's like a globally known, but still.
But no, I'm just saying when there's a story that is like really huge.
Yeah.
Usually, why did we not hear much about this?
I don't know.
Well, we'll look at it. There's some ideas that a lot of people have. So it's been like a week now. I think this happened even before.
Yeah, and that was the thing that kind of seemed odd to me is like it didn't get any news coverage when it like almost had to be like it started to be obvious that it wasn't being covered, and then it started getting covered. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost.
Like it's one of the ones that got kind of pushed into the mainstream by people speaking out in comment sections.
Yeah, where they were like, "All right, I guess we
the
have
fuck.
to fucking address this because people are just gonna it's gonna seem suspicious.
Yeah.
if we don't, you know what I mean?
So for
yeah.
anyone who's not up on the story, in the town
we are.
of East Palatine, Ohio, there was a train derailment, giant explosion, a bunch of chemicals caught on fire, and a few cars, what do you call it, like the fucking tanker cars, whatever, were full of this chemical called vinyl chloride, right? So the officials decide what we need to do, because this is something, it's unstable, we're not sure how to get it out of here, is the story. We need to detonate charges like around it and on it to blow holes in the sides of these tanker things to leak this chemical into nearby ditches. This is what they fucking said in mainstream media.
It's insane.
To leak the chemicals into nearby ditches and waterways to be burned off strategically.
Yeah, well, it's a highly flammable
For safety.
Yes, this seems very loosely.
This is like when they blew the whale up. This is like, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
This is just, have we not learned this lesson before? You can't even do this with a silly old whale.
Yeah, but also, okay, so vinyl chloride, we all know what polyvinyl chloride is, right?
Oh, sure.
That's PVC.
Yeah, everybody keeps a bottle of that in the medicine cabinet. You know,
just in case a train derails, you got to ignite that shit. You gotta fucking blow it up.
It's safer.
Yeah, it's just safer to blow shit up.
No, but vinyl chloride, there was a ban on it back in the 70s. I think they banned it from aerosols and stuff. The most dangerous way is to breathe it in, which, don't worry, that doesn't happen there's nothing released in the air during an explosion.
What the fuck are we doing?
So it's still used in a couple products, whatever, car interior or something else.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's a really shitty, caustic, cancer-causing agent.
Yeah, it's a very fucking noxious, poisonous chemical that you don't want to aerosolize.
Yes.
That's really the gist that I got from reading about it.
You don't want it shooting upward and outward in any scenario.
And also, apparently, it's very hydrophilic. So it's very attracted to water. It bonds with water very well. And so what it did was apparently apparently bonded with the atmospheric H2O.
Yeah.
And poisoned the surrounding air completely. And then also the groundwater, the nearby lakes, streams. Let's take a look at this.
People are already reporting all kinds of animals dead and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so let's look at this article.
And I think, the logical stuff like this has happened many times. Not exactly like this, but say like there was a place, Anniston, Alabama, I think, where Monsanto had dumped a shitload of like PCBs or some other byproducts into nearby like streams and rivers and stuff.
Monsanto did that?
Yeah.
No.
So then the cancer rates of this place spiked like 50,000% or whatever. It's not an actual number, but it was giant spikes in cancer and disease and blah, blah. And they ended up having to pay out, $25,000 a person that they killed or something.
Were there flipper babies by any chance?
But no, I'm just saying. So this is what happens. Then there's a cover up of some kind, or like when it's whatever, when it benefits somebody powerful to kind of quell the whole story and whatever. But what my point being, this has happened. That's just one example. 100 times, 200 times over the course of this country, and you'll see over the next 15 years almost guarantee
there's going to be a settlement. Yeah, we'll see on social media. Like if you were a part of the, what is it called?
Everyone's going to have cancer. And
what is the town called?
East Palatine.
Yeah, East Palatine, Ohio poisoning. Contact so and so law. You know what I mean? A class action suit, you could get blah 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 blah, and it's going to happen. I would think this one will probably be pretty quick,
and it happens in these
so
places
fucking
like
public.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I
don't either.
Look at how is Flint still a fucking thing? You know,
they should have just gotten rid of Flint.
Well, because this happens, it tends to happen in places. Well, where do train lines go through? Does it go through the fucking nice billionaires neighborhood?
No.
You know what I mean? So these things, or wherever.
What
these
kind of
things
trains we talking about?
Do rich billionaire people live outside of fucking factories that are dumping chemicals? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
This stuff tends to happen to poorer communities, and then most of which don't have the means to fucking pick up and leave and go somewhere else and do something. So you sit there and you just bathe in cancerous chemicals for the rest of your fucking poor life. Not like you weren't already eating at DQ and bullshit like that, anyways. But anyways,
you're already chock full of phthalates and fucking plastic.
If you go out
poisoning.
to those places, they're not taking that great a care of themselves. No. But whatever.
But yeah, let's take a look at this article just to see what's really
hemming and hawing with Tom and Vinny.
Yeah. Thousands of dead fish and contamination in waterways. How the Ohio train derailment is affecting the environment. By Lee Cohen. That's an odd name. Lee. Okay.
Leak.
Yeah, Lee Owen.
Yeah.
Thousands of animals have died in East Palatine, Ohio, in the aftermath of the train derailment that sent numerous hazardous substances into the surrounding area. Oh, there's more than one. Okay.
Oh yeah, there was a few. I picked that one out because it seemed to be like the most shitty, kind of dangerous one. Whatever.
Officials said on Tuesday that in the immediate days following the February 3rd incident. Now, what day? It's the fucking 15th, and I didn't even hear about this until like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
People weren't really even talking about it. I mean, some people were, but
yeah, like I was saying, it didn't
it wasn't
proliferate the social media network. It didn't kind of
definitely didn't, like the mainstream media network was not on this at any fucking point. Officials said on Tuesday that the immediate days following the February 3rd incident, there were 3,500 dead fish at local waterways.
Does it say as local waterways?
Yeah, local waterways. What happened to journalists?
Proofread a little.
Jesus Christ.
I do better in a text message most of the time.
Yeah, and I'm not even. Yeah, including the Ohio River became contaminated. During the incident, 38 train cars derailed. Jesus Christ, including several cars that were carrying hazardous materials that each pose a set of their own health risks. On the day of the derailment, there was evidence that one of the train cars was releasing vinyl chloride, a known carcinogen that has been linked to a rare and exceptionally deadly form of liver cancer.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want to blow into the air. So,
well, and also, I mean, it's also whatever. We don't know. Who knows, like how much that's going to permeate the local water supply, or
for
what
how
it's
long,
going to do, or if just if just having it in the ground and then you're out when it's raining does something. I don't know. These are the questions we need to ask.
Yeah, these need to be answered by officials that lie about everything.
I demand it.
Yeah. 3 days later, on February 6th, crews conducted a controlled release of toxic chemicals from the train cars that were in danger of exploding. It didn't take long for a massive dark plume to develop above the site and for people near the area to see and smell the toll of the incident on their environment.
If we have a picture of that mushroom cloud,
yeah,
it was something that
they have one in this?
You just know instinctively by looking at it, the color and the haze.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, you do not want to be anywhere near that. And that's going somewhere, I mean,
yeah.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
So thousands of dead animals. By the way, who counts the fish? I know they got people for that, but still,
how?
If that's one of those things, like if you see a mouse, there's probably 1,000. You're not finding all the fucking dead fish.
Yeah. And also, what's eating those dead fish? That's dying too.
Yeah. Well, there's been all kinds of reports of dead foxes already.
Yeah. God damn.
I would imagine anything that drinks out of a stream or a pond, or whatever, is going to be fucked.
Devastating environmentally. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people are saying this is being horrendously downplayed by like the EPA and local government and shit.
You mean all the people that tell us we can't have gas stoves?
Is that the same
That's
people?
weird.
Yeah, and the EPA, they're like the air is safe. Don't worry, everybody. They also approved like shit like Roundup.
Yeah, and continue to.
And it's like 1,000 different things that they've approved have turned out to be a fucking shit horror show. And then it's like, a bunch of round of lawsuits.
don't worry
blah,
about
blah, blah,
exactly.
We're still in power somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a now viral TikTok, one person shows numerous dead fish with an eerily foggy creek that he says is 2 miles from the train derailment. So that's a fucking far. That's
Yeah.
far. Dude, that's.
One lady that I saw was reporting, and this is slightly anecdotal, I guess, but some lady reported her chickens dying like 12 miles away.
More chicken deaths, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
sensitive little guys.
yeah. Mary Mertz, director of Ohio's Department of Natural Resources, said on Tuesday that an estimated 3,500 dead fish have been found in local streams, tributaries, and waterways, accounting for at least 12 different species. If I've learned anything from the years of studying and working in ecology and environmental science, it is that we are closely connected to our environment. Human health and environmental health go hand in hand.
No way.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a frog. I'm visiting home, and tonight I made a quick trip to the Leslie Run.
Why should I worry? I'm not a frog.
Yeah, like obviously. And this is, okay. So the good news is none of those species are threatened or endangered. Oh, that's really good news. But that it is still a loss of wildlife, she said. Among the dead fish species are, okay, who cares? Creek chub, mottled sculpin, skloopin,
What?
and stone rollers, she said. The department is also monitoring the derailment's impact on hellbender salamanders.
By the way,
in
those
States.
all sound like fucking terrible creatures.
Yeah.
You're making me feel less
mottled
sympathy for this.
skloopin?
Yeah.
Well, we could do with less of them, right? They're mottled skloopin.
You should look up what that is because I bet it's like the worst animal I've ever seen in my life.
It emits a worse chemical.
Yeah, right. It's actually just releasing toxic clouds all the time.
Yeah. We'll look up some mottled kloopin.
Yeah, see if
and
we can
some
see a
stone
picture
rollers.
of a mottled skloopin. I'm interested in that. But yeah.
All right. The department is also monitoring a derailment impact on salamanders, state's largest species of amphibian, and also is endangered. According to the department, the animals are susceptible to poor water quality and excessive siltation of streams. Yeah, no shit. No animal is good with being poisoned to death.
Right.
What are we talking about?
This is a time for experts to weigh in.
Yeah.
This poison could actually be bad for the environment, and I'm not sure if you know, but the environment actually sort of has a correlation with human health.
Yeah. And have we?
That's
has
why I
anyone
went
thought
to
of the
college.
skloopins? That's what we need to know.
Nobody ever thinks of the skloopins. What the fuck is that?
The majority of
it's a sculpin. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
actually.
they misspelled that too. Look, I'm going to go back in here.
Yeah, make sure we weren't doing that.
No, they had skloopin.
It was, right?
Look at.
We wouldn't just say that.
No.
It is. Skloopin.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't a fucking thing.
Yeah, I said sculpin originally just because my brain corrected their idiocy.
Yeah.
But apparently they thought it was skloops. So, okay, mottled sculpin. Well, it looks like a fish.
It's an okay fish. We don't even have
It's
to look at
fine.
whatever, yeah.
It's a fat-headed little fuck.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Its eyes are kind of weird, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it could take some poison, though, to be honest.
It
sculpin-
actually does look poisonous.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it looks like it'd be fine.
You
with
guys
some
can look it
vinyl
up for
chloride.
yourselves. Yeah.
The majority of the fish and aquatic creatures counted in the estimates seem to have died within the first couple days of the derailment. Wildlife officers have been there every day on the scene, dying in droves. No. My guess is they're wearing hazmat suits.
Yeah, well,
That would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's been this kind of like weird conflicting thing where they're saying, "Oh, it's safe to go home," and they're interviewing all the residents.
Yeah, and they're like, "No, it's not."
I don't know
Yeah.
about this. Like, and we're not sure. Yeah.
Okay, so anecdotes of sick pets. Huh?
Right. Oh, dude, all kinds of people are saying this. When you look around, like, the social networking response to it and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. This is like back. All right, so social networking was not what it was then, but if you remember the oil spill in the Gulf,
Yes.
lot of the story was coming out from independent YouTubers. This or that person who would get access to some kind of audience.
It was downplayed in the major,
in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
There was that Corexit chemical that they used that was all kinds of fucked up, and people were reporting, dude, all kinds of strange illnesses, weird mutations in sea life, blah blah blah, on and on forever.
Which I'm into, to be honest.
But it was looked at like this thing of like, oh well, that's the news isn't saying that. It's just people, and that's kind of what this is, right? I mean, and who do you believe more? I guess but
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing basically every time, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime there's an environmental disaster caused by a corporate sponsor of the donor class,
right?
It's like, oh well, we'll get this under control in no time. It's not a big deal. It's like, no, dude, you've just like, who the fuck knows how long this takes to right itself? We don't know that. When was this done? Now, Mike says the giant toxic plume was shot down by Canadian fighter pilots, and that's always
okay.
And
thank you very much for that input.
Yeah. Here, let's go back to this because this is the anecdotes of sick pets. Pet owners and caretakers, however, say their animals are suffering and some dying. Taylor Holzer, don't say your real name, dude, or they're coming for you, was caring for more than a dozen animals when the accident happened and said several of his foxes now have swollen faces and runny eyes. One of his foxes, who was on a property within the evacuation zone, suddenly died after he wasn't able to evacuate it. He had learned of the evacuation order too late, he said. Who did? The fox? They don't know.
I was just going to say, this is a very Disney kind of telling of this story.
Yeah.
He's running. There's like flaming branches falling and stuff.
Just the fucking evil, and you see a face in the fucking cloud. He went downhill very fast. I bet he did. He's a fox. You know what I mean? Woo, they're swift.
Once they get going,
yeah, they can really fucking... he told Newsweek, saying that the fox had developed diarrhea and breathing issues. He crashed so fast and unexpectedly, he wasn't able to blink or function properly, and he died in my arms.
Oh, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this doesn't seem like something to gloss over to the people that are in a 5-mile radius of this fucking,
Yeah, man. I mean, okay, so just knowing what you know about it, if you lived in that neighborhood, are you going back?
Honestly, yeah, probably.
You think so? Whatever.
I'm going to want my stuff. I'm going to want to play Fortnite and shit like that, so I'll probably wear a fucking mask at this point.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'll be masking. But...
I don't know. I'm afraid of these type of things.
Yeah. I don't know. The way that I always think about it, though, anytime I'm fucking... Like, when we were talking about the vaccination, all this shit, it's like... We've talked about this a million times, but it's like the amount of substances I've put in my body... on purpose to just get fucked up. And I'm not even talking about real drugs. I'm talking about like fucking huffing inhalants and
all kinds of
just
shit.
Anything.
Do you know what it's like when you smoke crack? Like, Jesus Christ, it's that bad for you.
Yeah, of
or
course.
if you're like freebasing off tinfoil and stuff, it's like that can't be good.
Foilies.
Yeah. What was I thinking about? One time I had a grill out back of my place when we lived in New Orleans, and
I thought you were wearing a grill at like a fucking...
Oh no.
I was like, what?
A lot of other people were in that town, but no, I took the like charcoal grill and I was making like a video for something, and in the video I just wanted to have a bunch of like vinyl records and action figures melting.
That's
so I made
noxious.
this big fire, and I was wasted when I was doing it. And I thought about it the next day. I'm like, but dude, you should have seen the amount of black smoke that was just going into the sky.
Yeah, that shit's thick. That's like a pick. Have you ever started picks on fire? Same material. Almost.
I don't know that I have. Yeah.
That's a polyvinyl.
Yeah, right. It's no good. Anyways, my point being, like, I stood next to that thing filming all fucking night.
Yeah.
I'm probably fucked
and then
anyways.
But for fucking 2 months.
Yeah.
Not knowing why. Like, I think I'm getting sick.
The government poisoned me.
Yeah.
They got me somehow.
Like the fucking meme with the stick in your own spokes.
Yeah.
Government.
I know.
But yeah.
Me.
But then, okay, so this was going on. But then a couple fucking days later, we have this going on in fucking Tucson. Now, what the hell is happening? Now, let's watch. We have a video here. Let me take us out of here.
Okay.
Let's watch this vid.
I'm game.
Tucson, Arizona.
It's a Tri-West. Not bad.
All right, with the fucking music.
Yeah, you don't need... If it's actually sinister, you don't need to add the music. You need to add the music when it's Bela Lugosi fucking stumbling around like an idiot.
Yeah. So this was nitric acid that had spilled in this fucking overturned... Look at this shit. Just fucking poisoning the... Yeah, so... Lots Lots of good shit going in our air recently.
Whoa.
Huh?
Your parents.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. This is fucking outlandish with these commercials. But yeah, I know there were some like conspiracy theories running amok around this.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Like what?
That the detonation was intentional, that they're testing things out, that they're trying to see what happens, that the lockdown
Well,
what's
okay.
that called that they say in place, something in place? What is the order? The stay in place order? What is this called?
Oh, like a, I don't know, martial law type of deal? Or
Yeah, they were doing that again, like what we had during the pandemic and shit, and people were just saying like they're trying some new shit. Now, I don't know how much of that I believe because,
Well,
this seems like just careless idiots, which most things are going to be chalked up to at this point with this kind of thing. But
yeah, but there's also things like, since I was talking about the Gulf oil spill, I believe Halliburton.
shelter in place, yes. Thank you, Katie, and don't call us idiots.
I can't remember if I have this right.
It's just like shelter in place, you idiots.
I believe Halliburton was the company that actually fucked up that site and was responsible for the leak. And then the company that got the multi-billion-dollar cleanup contract
was drum roll, please.
Boots and Coots was the name of the company, but it was owned by Halliburton or the same, it was a subsidiary or whatever.
And
So
that,
there's also
folks,
things like that. You
and
know
that,
what I mean?
folks, is what you call a surprise ending.
We'll be back. No, but you know what I mean? There is that sinister of shit that happens.
No,
you know?
I mean, it's always the same idiots. It's always and again, this is why I don't trust any part of the government, left, right, center. It's just, you're beholden to these people to fucking pay your way.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you're leaving office, 50 times richer than you fucking went in every time, while your salary should never fucking justify that. So, yeah, anytime I see any of this shit, to me, this just looks like carelessness and just cover up and sort of
yeah,
trying
probably.
to
Who
divert.
knows? Who the fuck knows? I
Nobody
mean,
does.
That's the thing we always come back to is like, well, anything we know, we have to pretty much, you trust random people who say they live in that town.
Yeah, I mean, that's who I trust.
Or you trust
Yeah.
the media that is constantly lying.
that get paid by the people that just fucked it up.
Or the company responsible. Or
Yeah.
there's
but
that,
also that take out all those ad spots on the media platform. It's just
Sure,
like, yeah, of
yeah.
course they're not gonna. So yeah, that's why we don't take in any money here, so we can remain truly neutral.
So all 8 of you can trust us.
Yeah, and also if anyone's willing to pay us anything, we'll say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
We're for hire. We're just guns for hire here.
Yeah.
What do you want us to fucking claim to believe
Yeah.
in reptilians?
My principles
again?
are for sale. Believe me. If you can call them principles.